Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the man with the answers, Pat Pagano. Good morning, Pat.
And a good morning to you, Marshall. Good morning, everybody. You're right. Today's going to be a blustery day, no doubt about it. The wind picks up, blustery clouds, some rain or passing snow showers, no accumulation. Highs around 45. Tonight, down around 25. Sunny and breezy, only 40 on Wednesday. And teens for Wednesday night.
Teens?
Yep.
Teens?
You remember when you were in your teens?
That's illegal.
Yeah. Thursday will be sunny, mid 40s. Friday, 55 to 60, partly cloudy. And it looks like we will be in the 50s all weekend long.
In the fifth, well, I'll be in the 60s all weekend long.
Well, that's true. Yeah, well, you just had a birthday, right? Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the birthday. Well, I want you to know I watched the final edition of the season of John Oliver last week tonight.
Yeah.
He always has a big spectacular. Okay, at the end of the season, I mean, sometimes there's Broadway showgirls on Broadway. I mean, it's always huge, and so he's been, of course, alone in the studio now for almost 6 months. So he did this great show where he did his show, what he normally does, and at the end of it, he said, sorry they couldn't do a spectacular this year because of COVID. There's no audience, and he said, but he was going to show everybody what this. All you've been seeing around him is white, okay? He said he's been locked in this white room. So he walked around this empty white room for a few seconds, and all of a sudden there was a red door, okay? So he goes to the red door, and they've got great music, classical music going in the background, and he opens the red door, and he comes through it, and on the other side, he walks down the stairways, and he's in front of a big sign that says 2020. And it's in this huge canyon, okay? And as he walks away from it, he blows it up. And I don't mean just blow it up. I mean, he blows it up. It looks like a nuclear explosion. He must get the permits and stuff to do this because it's unbelievable. It was the greatest. It was just such a fitting end to the season. I mean, he just blew the sign to smithereens.
Which means good riddance to 2020.
And what he said was the last time he did that, he did it in 2016. Of course, that's when Donald Trump got elected. He blew, but this explosion wasn't even close to that. That other one was just tiny. This thing was unbelievable. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It was so big. If you've never seen his show, you really have to see his show. Watch the repeats because it's so great. It's on late on a Sunday night, 10 o'clock, so I can't stay up for it. 11 o'clock. But I always watch it the next day or the day after. It's just one of the best recap shows of the week that there is. If you've got a liberal viewpoint. If you don't have a liberal viewpoint or you don't have a sense of humor, don't watch it. Don't watch it.
Okay, fair enough.
But he is so insightful. He is so insightful. And he's just a funny guy, and he knows how to do it. He was trained along with all those comedians that came from the Comedy Network, just like Jon Stewart and what Stephen Colbert. They all come out of that, and they're all very, very, very funny. But anyway, so hey, Pat, you ever watch the Greatest Voice or anything like that?
Yeah.
One of the singers that made it through is from Saugerties, New York.
Are you kidding?
No. And he won last night.
Oh, wow.
It's a guy, I don't even know who he is, but he's from Saugerties, New York.
I didn't watch that. I had my yoga class that wrapped up around 8:45, and I came downstairs and Dancing with the Stars was on. I was so tired that I figured it didn't really matter what was on because I knew I was going to go right out like a light, and I did. So I saw a few minutes of Dancing with the Stars, and that was it. I did watch the first 15 minutes of the network news at 6:30, and that was all. Let's put it this way: the good news was that second vaccine, which is showing a a lot of promise. So that was really, really good news. But aside from that, it's the rest. It's the same old thing. COVID is spiking. Who's in a lockdown, who's not in a lockdown. Um, you know, uh, Trump is not conceding. Biden is trying to go around him. And I said, it's a shame. What I didn't get last night, and maybe you get it. Um, they had a nurse from I think it was either North or South Dakota, and she says that just before patients are dying, they tell her this virus is not a scam, but like a fraud just before they die. I don't get that. Why are they saying that?
Because they believe what was put forth out there, and they're convinced of it, and they think it's something else. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. But it's
Okay.
and that's the danger you do when there's so much. Listen, I'm not going to defend the networks. The networks create their own problems. They really do. So I'm not going to sit here and defend the networks. But you have so many different networks. Like now, the two newest news networks are Newsmax and OAC, Online America, or something like that. They put on so much false news, and now they're reaching almost as many as Fox, because people were upset with Fox that were watching Fox because they call Joe Biden the president-elect, and because they called Arizona so early. So people have left Fox News, which was bad enough, but these other two networks just put on nothing but fake news. No, I mean nothing. It's called an alternative viewpoint, and there is no alternative viewpoint. Alternative facts is what they call it. There are no alternative facts. Facts are facts. And so you get people that watch this over and over and over. And it's the same thing who watch MSNBC. If all you watch is MSNBC and all you watch is Fox and these other networks, you're looking at three or four different worlds. You're looking at three or four different worlds. Same information, same everything,
But presented differently.
but
Yeah.
presented differently. And when people lock onto things like that, all of a sudden it changes their whole perspective, and they'll go to their grave believing what they see on TV. And it's incomprehensible to believe. I mean, I've even gotten more stringent than I have been. The only thing I really do now is get a lottery ticket and gas. Everything else is done remotely, shopping and everything like that. Because I want to, with all the limitations that I have, even though I've lost 62 pounds now, I've lost 62 pounds since the
Wow.
pandemic started. Well, it sounds great, but I still have another 48 to go. But anyway, but I'm not going to put myself at risk. Because these vaccines now sound like, with the two vaccines that are over 90% effective, they won't be out to the general population really.
Till April, right?
March, maybe March, April. Yeah, late March, April. So I'm just going to really buckle down in between. And I just yesterday alone in our area, we had an update on the COVID at Housatonic Valley Regional High School. Another COVID student found at Kent Center Middle School. Every school district around us has COVID things in effect, and has COVID affected them, except for one school, and that is Weebatuck. And I think as of yesterday, I don't think they had a COVID student
Wow.
there. But it's just all over the place. Connecticut's rates are way up. Dutchess County is way up now. Columbia County is way up in New York. Berkshire County is now once again increasing. So, I mean, people just have to buckle down. If they buckle down in between now and February, we'll be able to sort of come out of this thing in the springtime.
That's what I'm kind of hoping. That maybe there's enough anxiety right now prior to Thanksgiving, because all you hear is how they're warning everybody about Thanksgiving. So I'm hoping that some of the people who feel they could, quote, leave their mask down, like leaving their guard down, will put that mask back on, and hopefully we could move into the month of December on a better note, because right now November has not been good.
November's not been good, and December is looking mighty scary unless people really buckle down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so it's just we've it's almost a year now we've put into this. Why throw it all away? Because
Right.
a vaccine is coming in April. Why? I mean, you realize I think it's close to 270,000 people are dead now in the United States, and if it keeps going at the rate of 1,000 a day, just add it up. It's what, November 17th, so we have 13 more days. So there's 13,000 in November, and then there's another 30 days, so 13. By the time Christmas comes, we could have well over 310,000 people dead because of the coronavirus.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
That
it's just you look at this and I mean, 55,000 of us died in the Vietnam War. 55,000. The regular flu over the course of a year kills anywhere between, depending how strong it is, 40 and 60,000 people. You're looking at we're going to be well over 300,000 people dead, unless we all wake up. It's not explainable.
Yeah.
Yes, I know we're Americans. I know we love our freedom, but we also are Americans who respect or should respect other Americans and realize that social distancing and face masks protect other people from you and protect you from other people.
Right.
I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
Such an easy thing.
It seems easy enough. I mean,
Yep.
I don't know. Well, Jean just checked in this morning on Facebook Live, and she says right now it is 30 degrees in Virginia, rural Virginia, and we're at 31 degrees here. So we're all roughly in the same 31 degrees, Pat. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Well, enough of that, Pat. I guess we'll speak tomorrow morning and see what else we can deconstruct.
Okay, well, you're right. Well, in the meantime, you better stay warm.
I'm going to. Don't worry. I've got my nice sweatpants on, and when I get home, I'll put my comfy jeans on that have that stuff on the inside of them to keep myself warm.
Good for you.
It's a horrible thought, isn't it? All right, Pat. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
All right, Marshall. Bye-bye.
Pat Pagano this morning at the Weather Center with a check on our tri-state forecast.